Hi everyone, my name is Deron Bryant, and this is my response to Module 1. So, as far as question 1 goes, I believe the language within the readings were very strong. They were really dedicated in what they wanted to do. It was noted that the colleges and universities, as far as student personnel goes, wanted to really develop students and contribute to making them contributors of society, and they wanted to make sure the administrators, the faculty, staff, and students, they all had everything they needed to make sure that they can succeed at what they were doing. And it was also understood that towards the end of the reading that a lot of research had to be done. So this leads to 1949 after all of the research, and over time, they revisited what was done in 1937, and they didn't too much want to change it, but they did want to update it with a few goals. And so they go on to mention those goals and how they wanted to implement those things. And then that also leads us to the 50th anniversary in 1987 reading. That reading focused on not so much of changing what was written in 1937 and 1949, more so returning to what they was talking about. And one of the things from this reading from the 50th anniversary was that they wanted to focus more on developing the student as entire, like they did when they first started in 1937. They wanted to revisit that and really focus on developing students again. The difference is that because a lot of things had changed from 1937 to 1987, that you had to really figure out how to incorporate these new changes. Um, the document embraces the importance of students' affairs and its goals that it has, and introduces how we must now face these things during modern times and dealing with modern changes. For example, towards the end of that reading, it talks about how during the 2000s there were going to be an influx of students of color. So how do you implement that into student affairs and make sure that students of color or other students get what they need? And so with the second question, if I was to change anything, the first thing that comes to mind to reflect current practices is technology. Technology plays a big part in today's world, especially in education. You see it a lot in instruction when professors are using it in class. You see students interact with it a lot, and you start to see administrators start to use it a lot as well. So I think that's one thing that I would add, because it continues to influence how we interact with students and others as well, our colleagues, other administrators and staff. As far as question 3, describe key concepts. I Out of all of the 5 that plays a part, 2 I wanted to connect to the readings, which was the development culture, which can be connected to 1937's reading and also 1987, because they both talk about personal growth and not just focusing on personal services. So as student personnel, we don't just focus on giving our service, but we also focus on growth. And another concept is the collegial culture. It talks about how everyone across campus plays their own part into helping developing students, and not just administrators, but staff and other students as well. And for the last question, I believe administrators should view campus cultures through the lens of culture, because culture helps keep students around longer. When you have a good culture on campus, it helps retain students and wants them to stay longer. So I think that helps a lot. And also because of the administrative staff, like when you have administrators at your school and you have good culture surrounding that, it just helps the morale and help creates a healthy environment around campus. So then everything flows better. So yeah, thank you.